Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. Today, I'm going to share with you fragrance purchases made under the influence of YouTube. And I actually did a video like this already. This was one of the very first videos that I posted on my channel. But since then, things change. I've acquired more fragrances. I've been influenced by more YouTubers. And so I wanted to share with you an updated list. Anyone I mentioned in this video, of course, will be linked in the description. And so let's start. The first one is from a new to me house that I've been hearing a lot of talk about lately. And I was really curious to try something from this house. And after researching and looking at different types of scents from this house, I kind of thought that probably this one was the right scent for me to purchase, but I still wasn't sure about it. And so I continued to read reviews and watch reviews on YouTube, and I really couldn't make up my mind until I came across a review by this particular YouTuber. And the fragrance, let's start with the fragrance I'm talking about. I'm talking about, let me try to pronounce this house correctly, which I don't know if I will succeed. This is Vilhelm Parfumeri, and the fragrance is Mango Skin. And the reviewer that I'm talking about is Janae. She reviewed this fragrance, and it was after I watched her review and listened to what she had to say and how much she liked it that I really decided that yes, this was the right fragrance for me and I should purchase it. And from watching her videos and commenting and speaking to her, I think we have pretty similar taste in fragrance, and that's why I really trusted her opinion, and I'm glad that I did, because this is a very beautiful scent. Now, one of the reasons that I wanted to try this scent, and as you can tell by the name, Mango Skin, this fragrance is about mango. I've really been looking for a great mango scent. Now, I have Angel Au Croisière from last year from Mugler, which is a mango-centric scent. But as I've mentioned in my challenging fragrances video, it is a challenging scent, or at least it has been for me this summer. I just, for some reason, find it overpowering. The patchouli in it I find unpleasant, and I've really had a hard time trying to wear it. So that's why I've been searching for another mango type of scent. And so here comes Mango Skin from a house that I was really interested in. So there are a lot of notes in this fragrance. There is orange, mango, violet, frangipani, ylang ylang, red wine, musk, black currant. Although there are a lot of notes in this really smells like mango. This is the most beautiful and the most realistic mango smelling type of scent. I would say it's the most realistic type of scent I think I've ever smelled. It feels like literally I just took out a very ripe, juicy mango. I'm peeling the skin off of it and I'm getting it ready to eat. That's what it smells like. It is so incredibly realistic. It is so sweet. It is so juicy. What a beauty. This is outstanding, and I'm so glad that Janae reviewed it and recommended it, because this is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And of course, I'm curious about this house now, and I would love to try more scents, but for now, Mango Skin is what I have and I absolutely love. And for those of you that love sweet, fruity type of scents, I would highly recommend sampling this one. This is really, really beautiful. Second one is from another new to me house, and when I show you the fragrance and the house, for those of you that watch a lot of YouTube fragrance videos, I think you will be able to tell right away who influenced me to purchase it. And I'm talking about Changing Constance from Penhaligons. And of course, it was the queen of Penhaligons, Abby, who influenced me to purchase it. She always talks about this house. I think she has quite a significant collection from this house. And of course, I don't know for sure, but if I had to guess, I would say this is probably her favorite house, and she mentions it so much, and I was so curious about it. This is my, like I said, first purchase from this house, and I really went back and forth, look at different fragrances, and then decided that changing Constance was probably the best choice for me. And I have to say I was right, and I understand why Abby speaks so highly about this house. So this fragrance has cardamom, vanilla, caramel, salt, tobacco, cashmeran. So it is definitely a gourmand, but it's a very interesting type of gourmand. So you get vanilla, you get caramel, you get a little bit of saltiness, kind of very gentle type of saltiness, very light kind of saltiness, but it adds something special to this fragrance. And what I really love is the tobacco smoke. And this is very surprising to me because I never used to like tobacco, but I think this is a note that I am really starting to appreciate and really starting to like in my fragrances. And in this one, tobacco is not very strong, it's not overpowering, it's a very light, gentle type of tobacco, but it adds a very interesting element to this fragrance and makes it very special. This is beautiful. I'm so looking forward to wearing this fragrance, and again, of course, this makes me very curious about this house, and I'm really curious to try other fragrances, which I might in the future, or I probably will in the future, but for now I'm really happy to have this one. And again, Abby, thank you for talking so highly about this house, because if it wasn't for you, I don't think I would have tried this house. Next one is from Maison Lancôme, and this is Lavandes Trianon. And first, I heard about this fragrance from Maide. She talked about it when she did the video on the house of Maison Lancôme, and that kind of piqued my interest. Then Manahil from Perfume Realm talked about it as well, and that kind of piqued my curiosity even more, but I still wasn't going to purchase it because obviously lavender is the main note in here, and I'm very picky about my lavender. And then finally Tara from Olfactophiles talked about it and the way that she described it, and I think I even asked her some questions about it in the comments, and just the way she described it, I thought, yeah, I really need to have this fragrance. And again, it's because I think we have very similar taste in fragrance, and boy, am I glad that I tried this one. This is so beautiful. It has lavender, of course, it has vanilla, it has milk, and it's a beautiful sweet sugar cookie sprinkled with lavender. It has a little bit of creaminess and milkiness from obviously the milk note, and it is absolutely outstanding. And lavender in here is done so beautifully, or it's surrounded so beautifully by other sweet notes, that it just works. I'm not a fan of very herbal masculine type of lavender. Those types of scents don't work for me, but when it is really sweet and non-herbal type of lavender like in here, it really works. I mean, I think this is a discontinued scent, and what a shame. I have no idea why Lancôme did that. I think the scent needs to be brought back. This is absolutely beautiful, and I'm so glad I listened to Tara, and I'm so glad that I tried it. Next one is a fragrance that I talked about recently, so I won't spend too much time on this. This is World Power from Kenzo, and of course this was influenced by the curious perfumer Alice. She talked about it in her salty fragrance video, and it kind of caught my attention then, but because I didn't like the packaging, I didn't really investigate it any further until I had a chance to sample it. And then I remembered her mentioning it in that video, and at that point I really didn't care about the packaging or the bottle, and I decided to purchase it, and I absolutely love it. This of course has cypress, sea salt, and tonka bean, and you get a really beautiful strong note of sea salt with freshness from cypress, and there's a real small touch of sweetness from tonka bean, and it really feels like you're walking on a seashore and you can see and feel and smell the waves, and it is just a beauty. I'm so glad Alice talked about this fragrance, because without her remembering her talk about it, I don't think I would have ever paid attention to this scent. Next one, and I don't think this will come as a surprise, and I'm not going to mention anyone in particular in here because this was influenced by absolutely everyone, because everyone talked about this fragrance, and I've certainly talked about it enough at this point, but I had to put it on this list because, again, if everyone didn't hype it up so much, didn't talk about it so much, I don't think I would have tried it. And of course, I'm talking about La Belle from Jean-Paul Gaultier. This is a stunner. This has pear, vanilla, vetiver. It's a ripe, juicy pear, and you're biting into this pear. It is so delicious and delectable and beautiful and just outstanding fragrance. Very, very addictive. And again, this was the influence of, I think, everyone on YouTube, because everyone has been talking about this scent in the last couple of months. Next one was influenced by Claire, Smurfy Girly, and this is Elie Saab Essence 1 Rose. This is a very interesting rose scent. On Fragrantica, it just lists 4 different types of roses, so okay, we'll go with that. This is very deep, dark, boozy type of rose. It's the kind of it's a dark type of rose, the rose that's been sort of standing for quite a few days, and you know, some of the petals are starting to fall off that rose. That's kind of what I think about this scent. This is not a summer type of rose, and it's really, really interesting, and I understand why Claire spoke so highly about this. Of course, this is for a rose lover. If you don't like rose, I don't think you will enjoy this scent, and I waited for a long time to get this because it just was out of stock for a very long time, until it finally came back in stock on FragranceNet. And of course, as soon as it did, I purchased it, and I'm really glad to have it as part of my collection. Next one is from House of Tiziana Terenzi, and it's, well, let's show you the fragrance. This is Purpora, and this is this purchase when it was influenced by Anandita Basu. At the time of me watching her review on this fragrance, I was already interested in this house, and there were several fragrances that I was considering as my next purchase, and Porpora was definitely one of them, but I really wasn't sure if this was the right scent for me or not. And just the way she talked about it, how she described it, what she said it smelled like, really convinced me that this was the right purchase for me. And again, I'm glad I listened to her, because this is a very, very interesting type of scent. This is another rose scent, but very, very different type of rose. It has incense, patchouli, myrrh, rose, of course. And this is supposed to be a dupe of Frederic Malle's Portrait of a Lady, which I recently had a chance to sample, and I have to say, yes, these are quite similar. And this is not your everyday type of rose. It is definitely a nighttime fragrance. It is maybe a black type, a fair type of fragrance. It is not a sweet rose. It's more of a dark, incensey kind of rose. It definitely has patchouli coming through as well. It is very, very special, but it is not for everyone. I can definitely see how many might not like it, and some might really enjoy it. So I would say do not blind buy this one. Definitely sample it before you purchase. But for me, this is a very special type of fragrance, an occasion type of scent, not something I would wear every day. So Purpora from Tiziana Terenzi. Next purchase also happened in a similar way, where I was already researching this house and looking at different possibilities of fragrances that I wanted to try, and then I saw Ollie's mom talking about this fragrance, and again, the way she talked about it, how she described it, I thought, yes, this is probably the right purchase for me. And I'm talking about Serge Lutens Santal Majuscule. And this fragrance is sort of pretty simple. It has 3 notes: sandalwood, cacao, and rose. And it is warm. It is sweet, but not too sweet. It is more creamy and buttery. Definitely traits from sandalwood. It has cacao note. Rose is very much in the background for me. This is more about sandalwood and cacao for me. It is really beautiful scent. I'm glad that I listened to Ollie's mom and I purchased it, because again, this is another great addition to my collection. And now we're down to 2 fragrances. So the next one I'm going to mention is Haramain Amber Oud Gold. And this was purchased under the influence of Melissa Jean. Many people have been talking about this house, and in particular the Amber Oud Gold and Amber Oud Rouge, although a lot more people were talking about Amber Oud Rouge, which is supposed to be a dupe of Baccarat Rouge, and the gold version is supposed to be a dupe of Purpora from Xerjoff. And I watched the video that Melissa did, and where she talked about this fragrance, she talked about the great performance, that this was kind of a very strong fruity type of scent, and I just believed what she said about it. It sounded so good, and this is, you know, a relatively inexpensive fragrance, so I really wanted to try it, and so I purchased it. And she was completely right in her description. It is a fruity explosion. It is extremely potent. It is extremely strong. You have to be very careful with this scent, not sprayed a ton. And to be honest, I'm really surprised just how much I've loved this scent. Like, if you look at how much I've used up, maybe some of you will think that it's not much, but considering that this is a very strong scent, you really only need a couple of sprays. And considering that I have a pretty significant collection and, you know, use a new fragrance almost every day, for me, this is quite a lot in, I don't know, have I had it for 2 months? I think I've had it for less than 2 months at this point. So I'm really enjoying this scent, and so glad that I purchased it and that Melissa talked about it. And now we've come to the last purchase, and I think that I'm not the only one who purchased it under the influence of this YouTuber, and I'm talking about Zadig and Voltaire. This is her, and of course the YouTuber I'm talking about is Annalicia, who has been talking about it a lot and hyping it up and telling all of us how much she loves it. And I think many of us listened to her and purchased this one. And it is a very interesting type of scent. Again, very unique type of scent, I think. It has whipped cream, vanilla, sandalwood, and chestnuts. And so you definitely get that creamy, buttery quality from the whipped cream and from the sandalwood. You definitely get sweetness from the vanilla, and you get some nuttiness from chestnuts. And all together, you get very creamy, buttery, warm, interesting type of composition. Very interesting and very unique. And I'm definitely happy that I tried it. Again, this is a scent that I don't think I've ever would have paid attention to if I haven't heard Annalicia talk about this one. So thank you for talking about it and recommending it. I'm really enjoying this scent, and I think that I will enjoy it even more in the fall and winter, because I think it is better suited to colder weather. So that's the end of my list. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And please let me know, have you made any purchases under the influence of YouTube? I am sure that many of you have. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.